So this is my MST RMX 2.5 drift practice car. Apart from all electronics which I upgraded and the adjustable arms, it's still bone stock MST chassis. All plastic, as you can see, original transmission, all steering original. Not much has been done there, original shocks, everything. So when I completed this build, I said that this is stage 1 now complete for this specific chassis. And in my mind now, if you are asking what is stage 2, then stage 2 will look something like this. So this is another MST RMX 2.5 chassis. Same as that one, but there is much more upgrades. So visually you can see already that this has carbon chassis, which is much nicer and lighter than the plastic one. It also has improved transmission, so instead of spool it has now ball diff inside, which is much better of course, and all aluminum steering rack, which helps with steering a lot. It also completely shimmed out with aluminum shims. Better mounting system for the body and much softer shocks than the ones on that chassis. But this is something still, I would probably improve. Apart from that, I think this is pretty much, very good level of this car, and it should be a good drifter. Now, if you're asking what electronics we'll be using in this specific chassis, then we will be going with Hobby Wing. So XE-Run XR10 Pro 160 amps ESC will be going in. We will be using XE-Run D10 10.5 turn drift spec motor in this specific chassis. We will need programmer of course as well for the ESC. Then servo we will be using RevD RSST in this chassis, same as I have now in that chassis. We will be using AGFRC version 3 gyro. We will need steering arm, which will be aluminum in this case. There is broken bit in this specific chassis, which is front wheel hub. One of them is broken, so we will replace that as well today. And we will need programmer as well, of course, for the servo. We will be using ear racing 5mm bullets, because my shorties are 5mm ones, and we will need of course some pinion as well, which we will be using on the motor. Apart from that, we will redo all wiring of course for this ESC. We will need to extend that and make it nice, the same as I did on that chassis. And once all that is in, of course we still need to do a tune, set all endpoints, do adjustments on the wheel alignment, and from there it should be stage 2 car. So this is broken hub, you can see this is broken here, the stopper. And if I put side by side, you see the original is straight. So new hub in. Okay, small update. So motor is in. I will be using 22 pinion. Motor position, so either I put it like this, or the next step would be that they are kind of a little bit forward facing. I think I will leave it like this, and then the wires will be shorter and will be easier to manage that way. So she is built. Kind of a little bit rush built, but still took my time, to do all electronics correctly, of course, all the wiring and everything. So pretty much same almost setup as I have on other MST. All the tune as well is pretty much the same. If you want to see my ESC tune, you can go to the video where I did correction. Only difference there is that I'm now using 15% boost and 15% turbo timing as well. The rest of the things are exactly the same. All endpoints are set. Yeah, I will probably at some point drop as well the parameters for the RSST servo that I didn't had provided yet, but yeah, so this case I went with 12 gauge wires as the originally those ESCs coming, where on other chassis I went with 13. I didn't have 12 at that point, but I don't think that it plays any difference whatsoever. This Hobby Wing D10 drift spec motor is of course much smoother than the other one which I have on the other chassis. That probably will show up today. I'm not 100% happy with the front alignment. There is something wrong with the caster. It's only 1 degrees, where normally I think it should be 6. So something is definitely changed here. I didn't have time today, to dial in, because I'm also not happy when I have full lock. One side tire, when I'm turning one side, the tire does not sit flat, which is something is off. That's something I will check later. I probably as well will give guys today try out and see what they are thinking about that one. But yeah, apart from that, I think it's good to go. The difference is between the wheel alignments. So I think on the other MST chassis, the rear toe in is the same, 2 degrees. The camber is 1 degrees per each side. I think on the other chassis I had 2. So that's a little bit different. And front camber 6. Toe out 3.5 degrees per each side, so 7 in total. And yeah, the caster, like I said, the caster is different, 5 degrees pretty much from the other chassis, so we'll see how that will play up. Yeah, I'm now just pretty much charging batteries, and I will be getting to the track today. This probably not gonna be in this video anymore. I will still show you the chassis closer in the photos, in slideshow. But apart from that, I think that's gonna be it in this video, and then I will see you on the next one, maybe when we will be looking how the first track day went. I do not have body for this chassis, but we will still test it out, and see how it works.